Welcome back and welcome to another book versus movie video. This video was actually requested. My most recent, as of filming this, movie reviews video, which I will leave linked up here, I mentioned going to see the movie of To Kill a Mockingbird, and having read the audiobook before going to see the movie so that I would have some preparation as to what the movie is about. If you've been following me for a while, you know I like to try and read the book before watching the movie. So in that video, I said, if anybody's interested in a book versus movie, let me know. So on the whole, I feel like the movie really does do the book justice, and it does stick very closely to the plot of the book. The movie itself is on the IMDb Top 100, which we are currently trying to work our way through watching. That will be another video coming up soon. And so obviously it is regarded as a top movie. And then I was reading up on the book as well, and the book apparently in 2006, British librarians rated To Kill a Mockingbird above the Bible for books everyone should read before they die. So it says a lot about the book as well. So obviously they're two very highly regarded books and movies, and I had, up until the beginning of last week, never read the book and never seen the movie. It is taught in a lot of schools in this country, but I don't believe it's part of the curriculum for a lot of schools back in the UK, or not any of the schools I went to or taught in anyway. So yeah, so it's only just become on my radar. Obviously it surrounds lawyer Atticus Finch and his two children, Scout and Jem, and it is set in Alabama in the 30s, so during the Great Depression. It was really interesting reading about that time, because I don't know an awful lot about that time in this country, or in the South in particular, and I got a real sense of the setting in both the book and the movie. I feel like the book gives a lot more description of the outlying areas aside from just their house and their street and their neighbours' houses, whereas we kind of get to see a couple of the houses in the film and then a little bit of the main town centre with the courthouse specifically. So yeah, if you're looking for a representation of the setting, I would say that the book does it a better job than the film. The characters themselves, I really felt like they came alive on the big screen as they had done in my head when I was listening to the book. The character that I think is kind of almost better in the film, because he's got more of a comedy role, is Dill, who is friends with the children. He comes to visit his aunt during summer vacation, and so because the book is set over 3 years, we see him as a recurring character even though he's not there during school time. In the book, I felt he was just a kind of boy next door, literally, character, whereas in the film he provided a little bit of comedy relief, and he was a very endearing character, particularly because of his stature in the film. So yeah, if you're looking for that kind of character, I would recommend the film over the book. I also felt like the other neighbours did come a little bit more alive. I feel like the book does, and rightly so, focus on Scout mainly, and then during the court case and the deals with Tom Robinson, Atticus, but I think that the main characters definitely are done justice on the big screen. I feel like, so Boo Radley is the neighbour of Atticus, Jem and Scout, and is one of those kind of mystery figures where the rumours around him get more and more exaggerated depending who you speak to amongst the children. Obviously the adults know who he is and have seen him, whereas the children, he's this mysterious figure who begins leaving presence in the tree that is between the two houses. I feel like obviously with that kind of character who you don't really see much, it's always going to be better in the book because you can let your imagination run wild just like the children let their imagination run wild, and so you get the notoriety surrounding this person swells a little bit more as you're reading the book, whereas in the film they do it really well because they do it with shadows and they do it with kind of noises and rustling of trees and little glimpses of it might be him, whereas in the book you kind of it never alludes to the fact that we might have seen him or he might look like this. So in that kind of build-up of tension of that character, I think it's done better in the book because you let your own imagination overtake you in that sense. In terms of the conviction and the whole legal side of it, I really enjoyed that bit in the film more than I did in the book. I felt that the drama was built better in the film because of our ability to kind of switch back and forth between scenes and between cameras. We see the reaction of the crowd, we see the reaction of the children, we see the reaction of the accused, the state attorney, and Atticus, and then obviously we have Atticus's monologue, which is very similar in the book and the film, but obviously when you get to that point in the film, you've had all this drama and reaction of the crowd that you don't get as much of a sense of tension in the book as you do in the film, in my opinion. Obviously all of this is just my opinion. So yeah, I think that part of it is better in the film. I mean, overall, yeah, both of them are obviously highly held book, highly held film, and I'm glad that I have now consumed both, because it was something that people reference it and people talk about it, and I knew the general plot. That's why I haven't kind of gone into the plot an awful lot in this video, because people know what the plot is about, but it wasn't anything that I'd managed to pick up. So yeah, in my opinion, that is kind of the main similarities and differences between the book and the movie. One other thing is that there seems to be more of a focus on school and the schoolhouse and the goings on in school at the beginning of the book, which makes it a bit slower paced, whereas in the film we only ever see the outside of the school and hear about school from Scout's kind of opinions and her tales of where she's got into trouble, whereas in the book there seems to be a heavier reliance on school, which does slow down the pace a little bit. Once we get past that initial first little bit where it's all about school and the pupils and the teacher, and we get into the kind of main bit that's covered in the film, then it picks up pace, definitely. But yes, as I say, these are my opinions. I'm not saying that one is better than the other in this case, and if you have read the book, I think you would definitely enjoy the film, and vice versa. So thank you very much for watching, and thank you to the person that requested this video. I hope I explained my thoughts in a satisfactory manner. I will be back with another video soon. I will have some more bookish content and some more movie content because it is Oscar season, so you can expect some more movie content from me very soon. So make sure you're subscribed so that lands in your subscription feed. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and as always, leave me a comment below. I always love seeing what you have to say. I will see you with my next video. Bye.